Welcome back to another episode of Boxing Talk with Brian Mendoza. Brian, great weekend of boxing. So Benavidez defends his WBC title in fashion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Very exciting fight. It played even more to his hand. You know, it was one of his better performances, I guess, at this new weight class. And yeah, he just I feel like Yarde kind of respected him too much almost from the beginning, and he kind of saw what he was in there dealing with, and it really went to Benavidez's favor almost immediately, and he just took over and just threw the volume he has is crazy.
It is. You know, from the opening bell, I just saw the difference on size, right? Yarde just towered over him, and I thought that was going to play a factor. Did you, or not really?
That was actually my initial prediction on the fight. I thought that was Yarde's biggest asset in this fight. I didn't think it was the ring IQ like I really thought Morrell was going to be. Has been David's toughest fight. As far as the ring IQ, you know, the intelligence and stuff, the chess match. But this was maybe going to be a bigger challenge as far as, you know, just the weight. Like, how is Benavidez really going to deal with someone that could maybe push him back a little bit, you know, actually demand some respect in the ring. But I don't think Yarde kind of did that. I think Benavidez was almost still the bigger man, you know, almost mentally in the ring, you know, and that's what kind of changed it. And Yarde just didn't use his size too much. He did it in kind of in spots throughout, you know, when he kind of just went for it, but it just wasn't, he wasn't able to, you know, put it together consistently.
Was it the power, the fact that, I mean, it just didn't seem like there was any sting behind any of those punches. I mean, if Benavidez would have felt some power, and there were times I felt, you know, Yarde can open up.
Yeah.
You know, David Benavidez has some flaws, right?
Oh,
I mean, there's definitely flaws in the game. So I felt like Yarde just didn't use the power. Like, he was just almost jabbing the power punch. It was insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's there, but you also got to remember Benavidez is a guy with so much heart, and he's got a jaw, and he just has that heart to just keep coming forward no matter what. So he's not going to even show if he is feeling it. It would have to be something kind of drastic for us to see it so obviously. But Yarde still just had to kind of demand that respect. It's not just, okay, let me test it out a little bit and then start shelling up again. And once you let Benavidez get downhill on you, it's all downhill from there.
Do you think he felt any of Yarde's power? Like, was Benavidez hurt at any point?
I don't think so. And like I said, I feel like Yarde should have kind of gone for it a little more, because the moments where he did kind of just say, like, you know, whatever, I'm just going to swing away.
Start throwing,
Yeah, it worked for him in spots. You know, he was able to at least slow down Benavidez's momentum. But besides that, it was just, it was all Benavidez.
So what happens for Benavidez now? We're talking about moving up in weight, right? Potentially.
I think he still has more to do at this weight class. You know, they were talking about the fight with Zurdo.
Yes.
That'll be a good one. Mexico versus Mexico at light heavyweight, which is crazy. And I like the fight with Bivol. Benavidez called out Bivol as well at the post-fight press conference, I believe. And there's just a lot. You know, the Beterbiev fight, I think, would be a phenomenal fight. I think personally that's the best fight, you know, that I would like to watch in the weight class. So he still definitely has, you know, some more to do in the weight class, you know, try to unify or whatever. But they're all exciting though, any way he goes.
Well, that would be, we're talking, he's in his early 40s, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, is that really a matchup? Do people really want to see that?
Yeah, I mean, just the man has, you know, all knockouts, you know, so it's and as you age, the last thing to go is your power. You know, that's what you hold on the longest. You know, you start slowing down, maybe your reaction's a little off. You know, other things can slow down, but your power is the last thing to go. So I think that's gonna make for some exciting fight, especially with Benavidez at this point, because he's the guy that can demand a little more respect from Benavidez. I don't think Benavidez can just swing away with these 18-punch combos like he was doing on Yarde. So I think that would be exciting to see.
So David Haney, Brian Norman.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that? Devin Haney goes on to win the WBO welterweight title. Right, 3 different weight divisions now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Big props to Haney on that one. And I did predict that Haney would probably win, you know, a decision, but still, the way he did it, you know, dropping Norman, I did not expect that. I cannot say, you know, that by any means that's really what I expected. So that was a big surprise, and it showed the levels. Haney showed that there's levels to it.
There's levels to boxing.
Yes, exactly. And even though Norman was a champion and he was getting these big knockouts and everything, he hadn't been in there with someone at Haney's level, and it just showed.
Wow. Are you biting your words?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're not the only one.
Oh no, exactly.
Right. I was scoping out articles all weekend. Wow, it's just amazing how close the odds were.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it started exciting. The first 2-3 rounds. Then it got a little boring. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to say boring, but it got a little bit more tactical.
Exactly.
The excitement kind of.
Yeah. It turned into the fight that we kind of expected from Haney. Although, I will give him props because he did sit there a little more, but than I would have expected. But yeah, Norman was just not able to capitalize. He didn't have the traps that I was kind of expecting him to have in this fight.
Yeah.
That's where I was completely off in that prediction, because I thought Norman could really set some traps. Maybe cut off the ring a little better, but he was kind of throwing the same combinations, the same feints, and with Haney, that's not someone you can do. His ring IQ is way too high. His jab is too good, and that's just something that's not ever going to work on Haney. So
in this fight, did you see some flaws in Haney's game?
I'm not so much. The same ones that you always see, but Norman's not able to capitalize on it. It's going to take one of these other guys that has like better traps, better timing, more variety in their punch selection, a lot of things like that. So it's this just wasn't the fight to really expose things like that. I feel like Haney was able to just kind of do whatever he wanted when he wanted in this fight.
Did you think Haney felt any of the power from Norman?
No, not at all. I think if he would have, he never would have stepped on the gas the way he did early on when he was able to hurt Norman. But after that, it gave him the confidence, to kind of establish and show that he's bounced back from the Ryan Garcia loss, and kind of show some things. But I still feel like he didn't press on the gas. He's the type of guy that's content with a win is a win. He's not worried about being exciting or getting these action-packed knockouts or anything or fights. So yeah, he's content with the win, and he got it. 3-division champion. So credit where credit's due.
Yeah. So Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, everyone's talking about that for 2026. That's the fight people want to see.
Yeah.
Right. How do you think that would play out again? I mean, we obviously know what happened the first time around.
Yeah, it's really going to depend, because we can't go too much off the Garcia Romero fight when Rolly fought him, because Rolly's got that power that will make you second guess yourself and make you kind of hesitate. And even though Haney looked like a monster in the early half of this fight, I still don't think he has enough, to make Ryan hesitate like that. So that's where the danger comes in, because Ryan's going to come in with full confidence, knowing what he's already done. And, according to him, he wasn't taking anything, so he should come in with that same confidence. And that's something I'm actually going to be looking for when we see the fight, because to see if he comes out the same way, just as explosive, just as, fearless, trying to walk over Haney. So we'll see. And it's going to be exciting regardless, but we're going to see, because Haney is also kind of growing into the weight class.
True.
He's able to, he's making that new weight, and he looks solid. So it's going to be interesting now to see what changes over time, since the last time they were in the ring together.
So that fight in Saudi Arabia took place at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, obviously to account for the viewership coming from the States.
Yeah.
Right. Turki is just, Turki Alalshikh is he's really doing stuff in boxing, right? I mean, he's really changing the sport. Typically, I mean, this fight, this weekend, the card would have been here in Vegas.
Yeah.
It would have been
easy.
stateside.
Right.
Right. And that didn't happen. We're starting to see more fights in Saudi Arabia. What are your thoughts on that?
There's a lot of, good and bad to it, but mostly good, like these guys, maybe, for the same fights that they would have maybe gotten in the States, they're getting paid more. The checks are definitely well. So
or the fight may not have happened at all.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So they're getting paid well for their time. The right matchups are getting made, because Turki is making a lot of the good fights that we want to see. This card was one of the best ones I think he's had, because
no
it
doubt.
was just, from top to bottom, just completely stacked. And it was just very fan friendly, entertaining card. And it's, we got to give him credit for that, So yeah, he's taken the fights over to Dubai and stuff, but So it might not be selling as much, in person, because I don't know, how the fan bases work out there. But
It didn't seem like it would have. It had the same sting.
Yeah.
The walkouts,
Right.
the excitement. On the walkouts, the crowd. Very
Yeah.
different crowd in Saudi Arabia. Right. I mean,
Right.
it's fairly a new sport.
Yeah.
That's been introduced to them.
Exactly. So
Right.
that's where it's like the give and take, like maybe in person, it's not being as exciting or something, but the world is getting to see it on TV, and they're getting to see fights, like you said, that we might not have been able to see without Turki, reaching in his pockets and really
Yes.
making these fights happen.
Big money.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a give and take, but the fighters are getting paid, the right fights are getting made, and we get to see all that. So it's mostly good for sure.
Wow, great, Brian. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Thank you for watching Boxing Talk. You can follow us on all social media platforms at Boxing VIP Network, and you can also go to boxingvip.com to watch us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.